Good morning, and we're so glad you're here on this Wednesday, December 29th. I'm saying good morning because I'm in Mountain Time. It's 10 o'clock here. I know that many of you are in Eastern Time, so it's noon. So we're all over the place. In fact, we have even the West Coast. We know you're here too, so it's 9 a.m. So this is so awesome, y'all. I'm still admitting people, so if I look distracted, that's because I'm clicking buttons. So anyway, we're going to get started here. And the first thing I want to say is that we want you just to listen and learn. We want you to take it in. And then we're going to have a Q&A at the end. So when we hit the Q&A part at the very end, please unmute yourself and ask questions or make comments, or maybe you have something you want to add. And we want to hear from you, but we want to get through the presentation first so that everybody is can hear that. And then if you have to hop off, of course, do that. So here we go. All right. So I am going to start out by showing this video to you guys, and I'm going to share my screen. So I need to do that. Okay, can you guys see my screen? Can y'all see that? Okay, awesome. This is the co-creators of SHRED10, and they've made a little video about why they did that and what it means. So here we go.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mutare. And I'm Jay Kelly. I have an engineering degree from Cornell and a PhD in biochemistry from Stanford Medical School. I've been studying health for a long time. Initially, I started out by studying degenerative diseases such as cancer and Alzheimer's. But I watched my father suffer from heart disease, and I lost him to a second heart attack, and my mother to Alzheimer's. And I didn't want to go down that path. And I didn't want my children to have to face those kinds of harsh realities either. And I wanted to be as healthy as possible for as long as possible for my children. And I've known Jake since she was 7 years old. I was lucky enough to grow up in this kind of lifestyle, and I went on to become a two-sport Division I athlete. After graduating, I became an urban farmer, and then realized that I had to figure out, how do I take care of my own health? And part of that healthy lifestyle that I'm talking about included the Juice Plus products and what I learned from Dr. Mutare, that they could be a jumpstart to some other healthy lifestyle changes. We live in such a polluted world that we absolutely cannot eat enough fruits and vegetables to protect ourselves and our family. That's where Juice Plus products really come in, as they are a safe and reliable way to make sure you are getting the additional plant nutrition you need to detoxify these toxins on a daily basis. Juice Plus also acts as a catalyst to help you make other lifestyle changes, such as eating a more plant-strong diet. Using the Juice Plus products, I created the SHRED10 lifestyle for anyone who wants to take their health to the next level. This program is safe and beneficial for all ages, allowing the whole family to join in to create a healthier family. Besides taking Juice Plus capsules and shakes, we want to increase our intake of water, reduce stress, get 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and exercise most days of the week. We also want to reduce caffeine and alcohol, eating after 6 p.m., and eating processed foods most of the time. We also want to give up the foods that cause systemic inflammation, hormonal imbalances, and sugar fluctuations. The program provides recipes and support to help you do this. We work together to give up gluten, dairy, and artificial and refined sugars. If you can commit to follow these guidelines, even just for a few weeks, you start to feel so good that you want to continue with this program. Over time, you will experience more and more of a difference in how you look and feel. One of the most important pieces is the support. Not only will we be shredding alongside you, but we will also add you to our Facebook community, where there will be others who are shredding as well. And you'll find our customer guide that is filled with recipes, tracking guides, shopping lists, inspiration, and all kinds of ideas to help you on your journey. Products are backed by decades of research. They are also affordable and come with a money-back guarantee. I have been taking Juice Plus products for over 25 years. The SHRED10 guidelines are doable, and thousands have benefited from this program around the world. I have been basically living the shred for almost a decade now. SHRED10 can potentially save you and your family a bundle in healthcare costs while giving you the active years of looking and feeling great.
And I like the Shred too because I'm convinced that it is helping improve my athletic performance. So if you want to look better, feel better, have more energy, then talk to the person who sent you this video and they can help you get started.
Right. Well, that is a great introduction to what SHRED10 is. And now I want to jump to letting Juliana, would you like to start by just introducing yourself? And you guys, if you want, put your speaker view on your view, I meant on speaker. That way you can see the speaker and everyone's muted. So.
Thanks, Mimi. Well, I'm Juliana Leach. For those that don't know me, I've been with the Juice Plus company for 10 years, and I've been shredding for 9 of those years. And I will tell you, the Shred is my favorite for the simple reason that I sleep better and I have a lot more energy and mental clarity. So what are the guidelines? The guidelines are basically exactly as they are. They're not set in stone that you have to do all 10. So let's get that out first. Obviously, the more you do, the more results you're going to have in those 10 days and making changes for long term. So what we want to do, of course, is our first one is add more plants to our diet every day. We know by eating half a plate of fruits and vegetables at every meal, we're going to be healthier. We know that's hard to do. And of course, our Juice Plus capsules are a great addition to what you're already doing to eat healthier. Number 2 is drinking at least 1 to 2 complete shakes a day. I will tell you on the days that I do not eat a complete shake, my body knows the difference. And so the days where you eat 1 or 2, you will see an even bigger improvement in your health all around. It's also a delicious snack or meal replacement if you add some extra stuff to it to be able to fill in those gaps of what we're not getting. And it's great because it's convenient. You can take it with you anywhere you go. Number 3 is plenty of water. We're supposed to be drinking half of our body weight in ounces of water every single day. The reality is most of us are dehydrated. So getting the habit of drinking water and the right amount is such a key thing for your overall health to be able to get rid of the toxins in your body. So this is something we love to incorporate in if you're not already doing it. So number 4, is you want to take 10 deep breaths every day. Did you know one of the biggest reasons you don't get 7 to 8 hours of sleep is because our mind doesn't know how to calm down. And unless we learn how to manage stress instead of stress managing us, we will never be able to have a calm mind and decide how we want to react to what happens to us. Because stress is always going to be there, but how are we going to learn to deal with stress? And when you deal with stress, you end up being able to sleep better. And the 7 to 8 hours is what your body needs to restore these cells in your body so that you feel better and live better. So number 5, exercise most days. For you, if you're not exercising, that could simply mean adding in walking. If you are exercising, keep doing what you're doing. Now we get to the reducing or eliminating. Again, it's if you want to do these. Obviously, the more we do, the better our results are. The first one is reducing caffeine and alcohol. And usually the caffeine is the biggest one. Everybody says to me, what? But yes, reducing caffeine or alcohol is because everything else we're going to talk about pretty much creates inflammation in our body, which is the root cause of all disease, as well as one of the reasons we hold on to toxins and excess fat in our body. And by reducing caffeine and alcohol, or completely eliminating it, you give your body a better chance to function correctly. Number 7, eating after 6 p.m. Ooh, this is a tough one even for me. Sometimes I don't make it till 6:30, but my goal is 6. The reason why is for your body to fully finish processing the food in your body, you need so many hours before you go to bed for that digestive process to happen. And to get true restful sleep, you need that time where your body is not processing food because it goes dormant when you're sleeping so that it can rest and repair, not digest. So remember, this is the biggest reason we talk about eating earlier and not eating later in the night. Also, it's another reason to help trim down and slim you down. But the biggest reason is we want that restful sleep so your body can function correctly. Number 8 is processed foods. Now, the reality is majority of our foods are all processed at this point, unless you're getting a plant or, something directly from the plant. But the reality is this: the more processed it is, meaning it's come out of a box or a can, the less nutrition it is, because at that point, it's had all sorts of additives, sugars, dyes, all sorts of things our bodies don't know how to recognize as food. So we want to get as close to the plant, close to the animal, as close to what it was in nature, because that's the most realistic of how you're going to get true nutrition in your body. Doesn't mean you can't enjoy things. It means being smarter about what you're putting in your body. Then let's eliminate. This is the hard one for many people, some people not so. It took me years to get to the point where I could get rid of dairy. I've been gluten-free for 21 years, but I am also dairy-free now. And I will tell you, it makes a giant difference because, again, inflammatory foods means that we hold on to the things our body doesn't need and our body creates disease. And number 10, artificial and refined sugars. Reality is we eat way too many sugars because there are so many hidden sugars in everything in our diets these days. Again, processed foods. And the reality is when we're eating these, it's actually the biggest link to disease and cancer is sugars. So reducing them allows your body to detox from them. And you realize you really don't need as much afterwards, but also your body will thank you because it will feel a lot better. Okay, Mimi, I'm handing it back to you.
Juliana, thank you so much. I picked up a few pointers myself, and I've been shredding a long time. So thank you. That was really helpful. And now we're going to move into Diane Davis. If you would unmute, you're going to be our next speaker, and introduce yourself, what you love about the shred, if you want to throw in a few things, and introduce your speakers.
Hello, everybody. I am Diane Davis. I have been with Juice Plus for over 25 years. I've been part of the shred since before I think it even was called the shred, and living the shred pretty much most of my life. I'm very athletic, and my biggest takeaway of the shred is improved performance. It is great for maintaining a healthy weight. I love that it has always helped me as far as recovery and sore muscles and sustained increased energy for being able to do, long marathon running, century bike riding, triathlon, so sustained endurance exercising. So for me, it's been a very big plus. I agree with Juliana. If you don't put the shake in the day, I really miss it. And the beauty of the shake is sometimes if it's not your meal, it's a great post-recovery as well, that you don't have to add all the extra, make it a full meal, but you can actually just make it a post-recovery and throw the complete with just a little bit of almond milk or water, shake it up and have it a post-recovery from a hard workout, which it helps me for recovery and muscle recovery. So the benefits for me on the shred, I love the fact that Juliana hit on, it's a lifestyle, and the shred is not a diet. And so our SHRED10 really hits on, maintaining a lifestyle. You eliminate and you try to reduce, but it's not perfection. And so if you want a cup of coffee and you can't hold on to that every day, and you have a piece of dairy sometimes, it's just trying to get us to level up ourselves and improve our health by one simple change, and trying to add a little more water, a little more exercise, a little more outside. So with that being said, I live the shred pretty much 12 months a year. Jump starting it is a little great because it makes me reset and makes me put a little bit more in 10 days. And then I then I go back to reducing and not full eliminating. So I love that we do a 10-day kick jump start every month. And I've got two people that I would like to introduce you to. The first one is Claire Broadwater. And I think I don't see anybody because I'm on speaker, but Claire has done, and Ann Hopkins, they both have participated in the shred with me and have had great results. And so I'd like to introduce Claire, and then Ann, after Claire goes, if you would jump in and give your results of how the shred helped you, that would be awesome. So everyone could hear from another person besides us. So Claire, you're on.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay. I'm not very good at Zooming. So, okay. I met Diane about 5 years ago, and she was my spinning teacher, and I love, love, love her for so many reasons, but she introduced me to Juice Plus, and I will actually say I take the Juice Plus vitamins twice a day, and I was a person who had chronic, and I mean chronic sinus infections. I'm talking 2 a month, so a lot of antibiotics in those. And since I started taking the Juice Plus vitamins, I maybe have had 2 sinus infections. So that in itself, not even the shred, is so valuable in my life. And I am a Grammy, and so I lost my mother this year, and so I tried to make up for Christmas and make a lot of her sweet treats that she always made for my sons. And so I will admit I have not been very good the last few weeks, so I definitely need the shred. But I did do it last January, and I'm one of those people who always make all these resolutions, and my life's going to be perfect in the new year. But I like to drink wine at night, so eliminating my wine is probably the hardest thing for me. I am not I don't eat processed foods really ever. And I eat relatively healthy, but like I said, the last few weeks have been red velvet cake and, the bark and the whole. So I'm really looking forward to it, because when I did do it last year, I felt so much better. I also battle inflammation, and I can tell you my joints are sore this week, and I know it's because of the amount of sugar I've put in my body the last few weeks. So I'll be back on it, and I actually love the shakes. Diane introduced me to one called the Grinch, where you put a little peppermint extract in it, and I have had that every day since I was at her house. So you might want to get that recipe from her. So hope everyone has a wonderful new year, and so nice to see all of you today.
Thank you, Claire. Ann, are you around? Oh, good.
I'm here. Hi, everybody. I'm Ann Hopkins. I'm assuming you can hear me. I've known Diane for years, and she's such a role model in many, many ways. And so she introduced me to Juice Plus, and I take the capsules too, swear by them. They're make my nails strong and, helps my hair and all that good stuff. So fortunately, I've been a pretty healthy person. So I, hope I keep that. But I went on the 10-day shred last year, and really to kind of reel it in from a year of COVID lockdown. So I was thrilled to really pay attention to my diet and start drinking the shakes and drink a lot of water. I did cut out and pay a close attention to the amount of sugar and processed foods. I've already eliminated dairy for the most part, except for a little Parmesan cheese here and there. I never did eliminate coffee, and I did kind of break the rules and have wine for maybe 2 nights of the 10 days. But it made me feel great. I slept great. I think I lost 12 pounds, kept up. I'm not an avid exerciser, but I do walk every day. I can't say enough about it, and I can't wait to shred again. So very good.
Thank you, Ann. I love that both of you guys say, it's not perfection. And so if anybody is on this call listening, it's everybody's finding, like for me, I don't give up feta. So it's just, I don't give up coffee and I don't give up feta, but I do the shred, and we all do the best we can do. And there's still positive things from it. So, I love that everybody, both Claire and Ann, have said the same thing. You can do the shred and have great effects and benefits from it and not be perfect on the shred. So thank you for sharing. All right, Mimi, it's back to you.
Wow, absolutely love, Claire, what you said. I can relate to some of the things you said, especially the sweets around this time of year. It's tempting. There's so much tradition involved, and I don't know, maybe more of you can relate to what Claire said. And Anne, congrats on your weight loss and your just ability to stick with it. I know these habits start to grow on you, and that's awesome. So thank you for your sharing your personal journeys. And so next we have Jen Brunsmade, and Jen is going to bring it all together. She's going to tie a little nice, pretty bow on this for us. And we can't wait to hear about that. And then when Jen is finished with her part, which will be fabulous, because I've heard Jen speak many times, we will have our Q&A. So hang tight, don't go away. All right, Jen, take over.
Well, I just want to say thank you to everyone. I know morning time, especially during the holidays, it's hard to hop on a Zoom, but I think that, you know, if anything that we're just sharing with you about this program, it's such a great way. I know we all kind of start off the new year with resolutions, intentions, whatever you want to call it. And, you know, oftentimes health is a big part of that for people. And, you know, just having a program that is simple is, for me, that's one of the reasons why I love the Shred so much. And I've been in the health and wellness industry for over 30 years. And these were things that kind of I taught my clients. But the thing that I love the most about this is that it is a community of people that are doing what, you know, just trying to level up their health. And having that accountability is something that I just love. And so that's one of the reasons why I became a partner with the Juice Plus company, because I was like, why do this by myself when I can do it with people together? And it's just so much more fun. And it's a great way when you are struggling with, because, you know, listen, let's be honest, depending on where you are, you know, how much you consume, maybe processed foods or sugar or dairy or gluten, it's going to be a bit challenging in the beginning. So having that accountability and having people that you can connect with and ask questions and just be your cheerleaders as you go through this program, it is just, it's really priceless. It really is. And so for me, you know, what everyone's kind of talked about, and I don't want to kind of reiterate it, but it really is not about, you know, like 10 days and then you're done and you go back to your old ways, because the bottom line is you'll never be the same. You will never be the same. Once you start, regardless if you only pick 2 of the guidelines that you've never done before, you will never be the same, because you will feel different mentally and physically. And so, you know, giving yourself grace and not trying to be perfect. And listen, if you do them all, awesome. One day, and one of the things, we do have a tracker, which I love, and that you can look at, you know, all the 10 guidelines will be on that tracker. There's a, you know, just a piece of paper. You can do it in your phone too. And you just look to say, okay, today, did I drink my water? Did I take my Juice Plus capsules? Did I have my shake? You know, all the things that are part of the guideline. And then you can say, okay, great. Maybe today I had a glass of wine. Well, create an intention for tomorrow to not have a glass of wine. And just work on these, they're baby steps. And there is a saying that small steps lead to big transformation. And that's really what the SHRED10 program is. There's small steps that will get you to another level of your health, which is awesome, because the bottom line, we get one life. And why do we want to live feeling, you know, poorly? Because maybe we have these things in our diet and we know they're not good for us, but now we have this simple program that has the guidelines that you can adhere to now and for the rest of your life, right? So some days will be great, some days not so great, depending on where you are with your, you know, maybe you've gone to a party or something like that, but you can always fall back on the guidelines. There's research behind it. And like we've already said, we know more plants in our body will help our body function better. That's it. So really, that's, for me, that's what I have. I just want to tell you that, you know, we are going to start a new group every Monday of January. So if January 3rd doesn't work for you, then the 10th, and I don't have my calendar in front of me, 17th, whatever. But there are things that you'll need. So if you aren't a Juice Plus customer, you will need to order your capsules and you will need to order the shakes. And the bottom line for those is it's more plants in your body, right? It's a simple way. The capsules are thousands of micronutrients from fruits and vegetables. The plant-based omega is so good for reducing inflammation. Then we have the shakes again, that is plant-based protein with prebiotic fiber and lots more plant nutrition. So that's a super easy way to get it. And then that's it. You get the products. And then of course, there's adding more plant nutrition every time when you have a meal. You know, just the idea is to get more plant nutrients in your body as much as possible to aid in the detox process. And then again, you know, like I said, we are a community. We are your accountability partners. Even better, maybe if you have a friend or a family member that you know that would benefit greatly from this program, maybe encourage them to join you alongside of you, because we know for sure, the studies show that up to 95% when people they have an accountability partner, they are up to 95% more likely to accomplish their goals because of that accountability. So I just hope that we've really answered as many questions. And then of course, at the end, if you have more, please, you know, feel free to unmute yourself and ask those questions. And like I said, once you start the shred, you will feel so good. You will not want to go back to your old ways. That's all I got.
Thank you, Jen. That was great. And I did just pop up an image of all the products with that little tower garden there on the side.
Oh, I love my tower. Easy way to get more plants. That's what I go to my tower in the mornings for my morning smoothie, grab my spinach, grab my greens. I mean, you can't get better than homegrown vegetables for sure.
Absolutely. Well, so at this point, everyone, you can change your view back to gallery if you want to do that, or if you're on your phone or whatever, you can just slide around. But please unmute yourself, and this is our Q&A time. So if you have anything you want to add or ask a question, please do, because I'll bet someone else is thinking of the same question. So we would love to hear what your thoughts are.
My name is Stan Westlock. Can you hear me?
Yes. Welcome, Stan.
Well, thank you. I'm Juliana's father, you know, anyway. Excuse me. Oh, God. Do the 1 or 2 shakes replace a meal?
Juliana, I'll let you field that question for Dad.
You got it. It can be a healthy snack. It can replace a meal if you add extra things in it in the blender, like fruits and vegetables. I like to add in a banana, frozen berries, and spinach. Maybe even a tablespoon of peanut butter in with the chocolate complete to kind of have like a chocolate peanut butter shake. And that's considered then more of a meal because you've added more calories to it. Because the shake alone is just 140 calories. And then when you add some unsweetened almond or coconut milk to that, it really just only gets you up to 200 calories, which is really a snack, not a meal. So we want to make sure if we're replacing it as a meal, we add a few more things to it. And if you're on the go, what I tell people is take some nuts, take an apple with you, and have your shake, and there's a meal replacement instead.
You mean I can't have my 2 breakfasts and 2 lunches anymore like
No.
a hobbit?
No hobbit. No more hobbit meals.
This is going to be rough.
Well, at least you have an accountability partner in Juliana.
And also, Stan, remember, it's mindset. So it's not going to be rough if you believe it's not going to be rough.
Yep.
It all starts here.
All right.
Good point. Does anybody want to share what they think is the biggest challenge for them at this point? Which of those guidelines do you think that's going to be really rough, like Stan said? Anybody want to share something that they think? And trust me, other people are thinking the same thing.
Amy, can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Jamie.
Yeah. Hi, how are you? Hi, everyone. And thanks, Jen, for introducing me to the SHRED program. First of all, Claire is my spirit animal. I'm going to say that. Everything she said really resonated. I don't know that I think the hardest part for me would be caffeine. So I love the fact that you said you don't have to be perfect in giving everything up. A question that I have though is one thing in my exercise is a strength training program with a trainer, and he's got me on a pretty strong regimen of getting a lot of protein. So in addition to the shakes, what are we able to eat other things? Are we allowed to incorporate other proteins and things like that in our diet?
Yes, 100%. And Jamie, you know me. I mean, I'm in the gym. I work out
Yep.
6 days a week, and I pretty much live the shred. So I would say for people like us that are in the gym, well, of course, we need to have that protein as a building block. So utilizing the protein shakes as maybe for someone that is is burning as many calories, you maybe just do one shake a day and have a second meal. So you're still able to get that extra protein in your body. But the key for this, for this program is just to get more plants in your system. So I always keep it really simple. And I say, have a shake in the morning, a salad. These are 3 S's: shake, salad in the afternoon, and a stir fry in the evening. And that's just kind of as a kind of general, but the bottom line is you'll still have protein in those meals, but you're getting more plants. So like 75% of that meal should be from plants, and then you're getting your healthy protein, small amount of protein, and then the fat too, like avocado oil or MCT oil or avocados or olive oil. All of those things are still part of this program. And again, like we talked about, it becomes this lifestyle. But those first 10 days, you can be more restrictive in the sense that you can have those 2 shakes if you choose, but you don't have to. There is that flexibility. Did I answer your question, Jamie?
It did. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Anyone else have a question or want to share what's hard for them to give up? I think Claire said the wine, and I think a lot of people can relate to that. Like, it's relaxing in the evening to have a glass of wine. I think a lot of people relate to that one.
Well, one of the things that I want to say about that is, I think sometimes it is the habit more than it is the wine itself. So just maybe start adjusting your mindset as you're preparing yourself to start shredding, and that maybe there is something else instead of the wine for just 10 days that you could do. One of the things that we have with the Shred program is lots of recipe books, and there's one specifically called mocktails. So you can create a mocktail that's got like, seltzer water with fresh blueberries or something, and you can put it in your wine glass and see. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that that's exactly how it'll be perfect for you, but it may work, right? Start with the mindset. But also too, with the caffeine, I just want to say this because I've shared this with my clients, is, you don't have to eliminate it, but consider your caffeine, okay? Number 1, coffee and tea should be organic, because there is a lot of chemicals, especially pesticides, that are on these plants. And then also especially for coffee, they have found mold in almost every coffee that's not organic, that has been tested. So, consider that you're putting that in your body, especially first thing in the morning. Then if you have sugar that's in your coffee, consider a sugar replacement, like, let's just say stevia. Stevia drops are really good. They're super sweet. So you would want to maybe just start with a drop, taste it, and then kind of build from there. And then also the dairy. There are so many dairy replacements now. There's one called nut pods that if anybody struggled, it was my husband, around dairy. His coffee, has to have his coffee every morning. And the nut pods, I think it's a combination of almond and coconut milk. And it's in the coffee section. They're just the little, just small containers. I think they might have them in the dairy section also, but it's a great replacement. And if he can do it, anybody can do it. So
Yeah,
those are some tips.
That's great. I love that, Jen. And then we've got a lot of other specific things if you want them. And we've got recipe guides like it's been mentioned before too. So we would love to come alongside you and be part of a group, because that accountability is what's we've seen the best success, as Jen mentioned earlier. So
And if I can interrupt too, Mimi, the beauty of this is if you jump on and shred with us, once we get into our Facebook group, all these thoughts and added suggestions are going to be thrown into our group. So the suggestions for the coffee and for the sugar and for the different things, then everybody can throw in. And that's the beauty that Jen was saying about community, is we all start sharing what tips and the organic coffees we're trying and different recipes. Everybody gets it. And that's what makes this shred so great, is you're not doing something alone and you're sharing and learning. And that's my favorite thing about it. So we'll share all that in our group.
yeah, and we have daily encouragement too. If you want that, it's always up to you. But we love to send out a text every morning with some thought or idea or recipe that just lets you know, hey, I'm right here with you. We're doing this together. So I'm going to stop the recording, but that doesn't mean that we can't take more questions or thoughts. I did see dairy mentioned in the chat from Gian, so I think that's another big one for people as well. But we'll keep this going, but I want to just say thank you all for being part of this.